Hi guys, how are you today? Lots to talk about in the world of 90 Day Fiance. Now, today we're going to talk about Andrei's past, and then we're going to talk about Asuelu and how he's not broke anymore. Okay, so this next story is crazy, okay, you guys? So I get this call in the middle of the night from no other than Perry. It had to be about 12:31 in the morning, okay? Now, most people with common sense or live normal lives are asleep at this time, okay? Except for Perry. So he calls me and he says, Sharrell, I need you to do me a favor. I'm like, you need it now? I'm asleep. He says, yes, I really do. I need you to run this story tomorrow morning. I'm like, what kind of story that you got that I have to be informed about it at midnight? Almost 1 in the morning, okay? He says that a subscriber, one of my subscribers, his subscribers, sent me this paperwork saying that Andrei, back in Moldova, was accused of embezzlement when he was a cop. I hope I said that word right, embezzlement. I said, what? He said, yes. He said, this is what the whole entire past probably 3 or 4 episodes have been about. You guys remember Chuck is suspicious that something's not quite right with Andrei, and they question him about it, and he really acts like a madman. He almost got in a fight with her brother over it. He says he doesn't want to talk about it. If you just say the word pass, he freaks out. I mean, you could just like, can you pass me the salt? He'll freak out. He will freak out. I said, okay, Perry, let me see this document that you're talking about. He says, there's only one problem with the document. I said, what is the problem with the document? He said, the birth date is off. And I think that the birth date is off because it's transcribed to English. I guess someone ran it through a translating app, but the original document was written in, is it called Moldovan? Moldova, from his native tongue. I says, okay. He says, but if you compare everything else, it makes sense. He says, if you look at Andrei's bio from TLC, it clearly says they don't know much about his past. They do say that. But he's from another country. He met Elizabeth when he was in Ireland. Okay, that will match up with the document. Now, let me go over what the document says. Let me pull this up. The document is saying that he was charged along with another person, so he had a co-conspirator of embezzlement in 2009. If you are looking at this document, it's saying that Andrei, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, and Oleg, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, are Moldovan nationals. They live in, I can't pronounce the name of the city. They have a lawyer. They give the name of the lawyer. I don't know how to pronounce the lawyer's name. I'm going to leave the link to the document in the comment section. It says that in 2005, these two were charged with embezzlement. It gives the city. It also shows that they filed appeals on this. They filed several appeals. Okay. According to Perry, this matches up with the timeline that Andrei moved to Ireland. Now, we all know, if you watch this season, that it really doesn't make sense for someone to leave their job as a cop, go to Ireland, and become a bouncer. Most cops will kind of like stay in their field, or at least get a job that's making more money. But okay, he goes to Ireland to be a bouncer. Now, he admits himself, he says here, he admits himself that the Moldovan police are corrupt. He says that himself in an interview. He says that the police department in Moldova is very, very corrupt. People could often pay cops to avoid getting in trouble. He didn't clarify what kind of corruption, but according to Perry, this all makes sense, that he worked for a corrupt police department, and not only did he work for it, he was a part of it. I don't know, people. I kind of get what Perry's coming from. It does kind of match up. If you were charged with embezzlement, would you tell your American audience? I don't know. We all know that it's a article out today about Chuck saying that he thinks that Andrei ran to Ireland running from Moldova because he thinks that Andrei has a criminal record. I don't know, you guys. What's going on here? Is Andrei a criminal on the run? He says it himself. I mean, I get what Perry's saying. The stories kind of match up. Why are you moving to Ireland all of a sudden from being a cop? You don't move for a better job. You move for a lesser job. Chuck already has a funny suspicion about you. I mean, you guys, go ahead. When this video is over, look in the comments section. Check out the paperwork. Is Andrei a embezzler on the run? According to these documents, yes, he is. I mean, wow. It seems like this kind of makes sense. But I don't want to make the decision for you guys. But if he is, let's just say for the sake of this video that he is an embezzler on the run, running from his past. Elizabeth, what have you gotten yourself into? And it looks like you have married your father all over again. Now, people always say women marry a different version of their father. According to papers out here in the U.S., court documents, Chuck is also a scammer, okay? Remember, according to the documents, he has moved people into some of his houses, claiming that he's the landlord. When he not only is he not the landlord, he doesn't own the houses at all. They are bank foreclosures owned by the bank. This is too much. And then let's just say, for the sake of argument, this is a true document. That means that the rumors going around that Elizabeth's storyline is totally fake because she's an actress with a resume is false. That this is a true storyline and we are looking at a true scammer family. Okay? I mean, I like Elizabeth a lot. These are the rumors out there. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't anyone look bad at Perry for waking me up at midnight to almost 1 in the morning talking about that he believes this story, and that yes, it makes perfect sense that Andrei is a corrupt cop. If you believe the paperwork. I mean, do I believe Perry's theory that the reason that the birth date is off is because it's been put through a transcriber thing, voice thing? Yeah, this one makes sense. The only reason I'm believing it is because who leaves their job as a cop, okay, to go to a lesser job and then to go on in America public and say that and bash the Moldovan cops? I forgot to turn my phone off, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just going to put the information out there. You guys take a look at it and tell me what you think. Now, yesterday I did a story about Asuelu. I almost said his name wrong. I get that name mixed up sometimes. Asuelu's sister coming out and saying, listen, you guys don't believe what Asuelu and the family's putting on television. He most definitely sends money to his country. You guys were thinking, where does he get this money? Well, I just found another article. He makes a killing off of cameos when he does these crazy cameos for people. He gets paid $60 per cameo. According to this article, he's done 131 cameos. That will be $11,000. And not only does he make money doing that, he's getting paid a fortune, people, because now he is a TikTok star. Doing all these dances with Kalani, with his mom, by himself. He does his native traditional dances, and people just love it. They're saying, according to this article, that this is where he's getting his money to send the money back home. We got a lot, guys, to talk about in the comments section. We're going to talk about, do we think that this Perry's documents is true? That Andrei was charged with embezzlement? Do we feel that Asuelu is pulling one over our eyes? He's getting paid right underneath our noses from cameos and becoming a TikTok star. And not only does he make a lot of money from these things, that he sends a lot of it back home to Samoa for his dad and to his mother. We got to talk about it, and we need to have a civil conversation, guys. Remember, no arguing with each other. Just state how you feel about the situation. We're all entitled to our different opinions. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to click that like button. It does wonders for my video. If you haven't already subscribed and hit the notification bell, go ahead and do that. And I'll meet you guys in the comments section. We have a lot to talk about. Until next time, talk to you then. Bye.